Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I am the Monk and we are in Stellaris again. Now fret not, this is not another review. I've already done one of those and not long ago too, for of course the 5-year anniversary of Stellaris. No. This is kind of a follow-up video because of course since I've done a review, Stellaris kind of got quite a big update, quite a big new DLC that's been added. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about what got added and kind of tell you my thoughts and my experiences within that game. Now, of course, the version that got changed, we actually got an upgraded version. We are now on version 2.8.1, and with that we got access to the DLC of Federations. That was the first one to drop, and with both of these changes came a lot of change to the game itself. Now version 2.8.1 brought in the Space Amoeba's home system. It brought in upgradable habitats, which are just absolutely amazing. By the way, you seem to be able to unlock them really early in the game, or at least in my experience, I've been able to unlock them early in the game. Of course, that can be helped by a certain origin, but still, the habitats are very powerful. You've also got space storms as well, and much more. The actual version 8.1 brings us very close to the current PC version. Now, it's not the PC version, we are still behind, but I think now we are only about a year behind where PC are themselves. So it's really exciting to see this kind of come in and basically Stellaris seriously get upgraded. Now, that version was free, and it was kind of like a mandatory download for anyone that's played the original Stellaris, or of course, you know, what it was like. And if they jump into it, it's going to feel really odd to them, and it's going to be a huge learning curve, because of course Stellaris is a very deep game. And of course, with this version marks a brand new expansion pass 4, and along with that you are going to be getting Federation expansions, Ancient Relics, and Necroid Species Pack. Now, of course, the Ancient Relic Story Pack and the Necroid Species Pack, they're not actually in the game yet. They're scheduled for release later this year. But what we have got, and what I did actually pick up, and I actually got this given to me by Paradox, thank you very much for doing so, is the Federations expansion, which will set you back at around $19.99. I believe there's actually currently a sale on, so you can actually get it for around $5. It's incredibly cheap, but what you get with that is a lot, an awful lot. So I believe at my last count you got 8 brand new origins, and the origins in this game, for anyone that hasn't played it, because obviously when this first came out origins weren't a thing, but origins majorly change your game. It can kind of give you a massive boost at the beginning of the game, and seriously change just how your game, especially early game, actually plays out, including stuff like, for instance, starts you off with your own federation. There's actually 2 different types of federation you can get for an origin at the beginning of the game. Or how about starting off your game on a ring world? You actually have a whole section of the ring world fully there. You can use it as your home base instead of starting on a planet. Now, in my last playthrough, that's actually the one I picked, and oh my god, how powerful is that? There are some really interesting ones, including some obviously overpowered ones. Personally, I've also started a playthrough with having a federation from the very beginning. Basically what that does is it will spawn 2 random empires right next to you. I think it's like the nearest habitable planets. They will be right next to you, and immediately you have got 2 very powerful allies right off the bat. And there's a few major differences to these federations to what the federations used to be. Now you've actually got brand new tabs and brand new screens in a federation. You can actually level up your federation, and as you level up your federation, earning XP, you unlock new abilities within your federation, and you can set new laws as well. You can even make it so the whoever's in control of the federation never changes, meaning the strongest member of the federation changes, and that you can change the amount of time that the emperor or the leader of the federation is in power for. You can change a number of different features, including who has a right to say, who joins the federation, how much fleet power each member of the federation can actually or has to tribute. Like I said, there is a huge number of changes. These changes never used to be in federations before. Federations used to be extremely basic and extremely simple, and in my opinion was just absolutely no point in having them. But now, with the way the game works, especially with favors as well, so basically if you say, for instance, trade a number of food resources, you can request a favor for him. You can then cash in on those favors later in the game. Like for me, I would cash in on those favors when I wanted to change the rules of the Federation my way to suit me. I found this extremely fun and really in-depth. It just added a sense of realism and roleplay to my game that otherwise I couldn't have done before. And then that brings me to the next part, which I really enjoyed about this, was the Galactic community. So basically, the Galactic community comes together whenever you have met enough of your universe. And then from there, you can form basically a Senate, a Galactic Council, and every single empire within your universe has a certain amount of diplomatic weight which you can then throw around to pass laws that you want over the rest of the galaxy. And yes, that is absolutely as much fun as it sounds. There are some really interesting laws that you can pass, and there's some interesting laws that you can actually pass in order to give you more diplomatic weight over the rest of the galaxy. But beware, guys, because here's the thing. If you go ahead and make yourself a world cracker after already passing a law basically saying that those weapons just aren't allowed, you got to watch that rest of that community kind of turn against you. I say that because that's exactly what happened in my last game. We basically outlawed world crackers and things of that nature, and of course I went ahead and made one and then watched the Galactic community turn against me, and every single member basically go to war against me and my federation. So maybe watch yourselves there, guys. But I did find this really fun. It's actually really in-depth. There's a number of different tabs, and it's a lot more complex than I actually thought that it would be, but at the same time, it's not too complex to actually manage to get your head around, probably in one playthrough. Again, I have done 2 playthroughs since this has come out, which is why it's taken me a little while to actually get this video together. But I've really enjoyed this update. I think version 2.8.1 is fantastic. The Federation expansion, for anyone looking to kind of further their Stellaris game, I would definitely get this, especially when it's on sale. Obviously, the other 2 parts of this expansion pack isn't out yet, but hopefully, fingers crossed, before the end of the year, we will get Necroids and we will get Ancient Relics as well. But guys, that is it from me. This is the end of the video. Please let me know your thoughts down below. I don't know if you guys have played Stellaris. I don't know if you've played this current version or the current DLC, but let me know your thoughts on it down below, and I'll make sure that I get back to you as soon as possible. But guys, I've been a monk. We've been a Critically Clueless, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Catch you later.